Hey y'all, it's Anime Man. Today I'm going to be giving you an episode 5 review of Fruit Basket 2019. And I gotta say, this episode was by far the best Fruit Baskets episode in this whole entire series. And let me explain why. Now, this episode had some conflict in regards to the Gramps of Toru's. The house is pretty much fully renovated, so she pretty much goes there. But the thing is, she takes a lot of crap with some of the family members there because they're saying stuff like, oh, do I really have to stay in the same room as this chick and all that? And they're all talking like fucking douchebags. And then I like how they introduced the conflict a bit more because they explain like one of the family members hired a private detective to investigate Toru so that there wasn't anything shady going on because there were rumors that she was hanging out with a boy. And then they were saying, and then one of the family members were like, oh, so you're a living girlfriend now? And I love how it introduced all these emotional sequences because it only made it feel much, much more emotionally gratifying when you see Yuki and Kyo go through all these efforts to find Toru's house so that they can ask Toru if she wants to go back with them. That's provided that Toru actually wants to go back with them. So I actually love all that kind of stuff. It gave this episode much more narrative weight, and it kind of made me have a newfound appreciation for the Gramps. Because in that scene where where one of the family members that was a man was talking kind of down to Toru, I like how the Gramps just slapped him, and that, in a way, not only was the scene gratifying because one of the male family members was a dick, it was also gratifying because it also showed off that, at the very least, some of the surviving members of Toru's family, they're not all assholes. Just a good amount of them are, so it kind of makes things also in the Fruit Basket world feel kind of balanced in a way. So that's why I thought this episode was good, because it introduced an emotional conflict, which was Toru wanted to stay with Yuki and Soma still, but she wanted to, at the same time, not make her family members unhappy. And then it was resolved when the Gramps is telling Toru that she should be allowed to do what she wants. And then when you see Yuki and Kyo hear that Toru wants to stay with them because they were like from a certain distance hearing all this. And then when you see Yuki come to the rescue and they take Toru back to their home was a beautiful and gratifying scene. And it wouldn't have been that beautiful and gratifying if all this conflict wasn't introduced in this specific episode. So that's why I thought from a narrative standpoint, this episode was fabulous. And this episode was also fabulous from a character standpoint. Because aside from all that, we get a grasp as to more character development of Yuki. Because when, at least at the start, when Toru goes back to live with the Gramps, at least for a bit, you see Yuki kind of feel sad, Kyo feels sad, and they're like, let's go to where Toru's place is. And I like that because let's just look at it this way. The Yuki and Kyo from episodes 1 and 2, they would have not gone through these lengths for Toru. But now that they get to know her, they got to experience things with her and all that kind of stuff, they'll actually go through great lengths to find ways to like have Toru live with them. And that's what I really thought is something beautiful, because this ain't just a simple friendship. It's a family that they're kind of forming in a way. So that's why I thought when the episode ended off, when Toru was like, it's a new family, I love that because you finally see Toru gain some happiness, Yuki and Kyo are happier, and you even see some character development from Kyo too, because when he's all saying stuff like he's okay with Toru complaining to him on occasions when she's, when in any moment where she's distressed or sad, I also found that to be a beautiful sequence too, showing off that how much of a long way Kyo has come from. First, individual that really didn't care too much about other people's feelings, towards now caring for Toru to that extent. And that's what I really love, just seeing that kind of character progression. And that's why I felt that's why I feel this Fruit Baskets episode is Fruit Baskets at its finest, because of all of these character growth sequences. And then, aside from that, I also like how this episode also explains why, at least the name Fruit Basket, the title. Because Fruit Basket's actually a name where you're kind of given like fruit names, And when Toru was a kid, she wasn't ever given a sweet fruit name. She was just called stuff like Rice Ball. And while on the outside she seemed happy, on the inside she was sad about it. I like how it showed her the contrast with her in that flash being sad towards at the end. When you have Yuki and Kyo go for Toru, then she imagined herself being a little kid with Yuki and Kyo extending their hand, and then when she goes with them and holds their hands as they go back home, that was a beautiful way of ending off the episode. So that's what I really thought also helped propel the episode. Aside from me explaining the episode out, just to see them walking home like that was also another beautiful thing to see. And it also shows off that if push comes to shove, Yuki and Kyo can actually work together just depending on the circumstances of it all. So that's why I also love this episode. It just showed more layers to the characters, like to these two. Like they can put their pride aside if it's for the greater good from their standpoint. And then aside from that, I also like the music in this episode. I thought it fit in well. Our animation were pretty nice. And taking all these factors into consideration, I'm going to rate this episode a 10 out of 10. Because I thought it was powerful for all the reasons mentioned. And I'm honestly pumped up for more. So anyways, guys and gals, these are my thoughts on Fruit Baskets 2019 episode 5. Comment on your thoughts in the comments section below in the episode. Rate the video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.